Meghan and Harry's film faced a resounding rejection at the Emmys, a predictable outcome that surprised no one except the delusional couple themselves. Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we discuss the latest developments. It comes as no surprise that their presence won't be required at the Emmy Awards ceremony on September 18th, considering their documentary series failed to garner any nominations. Despite the high viewership numbers, the series titled Harry and Meghan, directed by Liz Garbus, was not considered for Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series. It seems that some accolades cannot be acquired through influence alone. Meghan's disrespectful behavior towards the Queen, accompanied by Harry's passive response, was truly distressing. Moreover, her ostentatious curtsy, followed by a self-satisfied expression, was utterly uncalled for. Personally, I chose not to engage with such antics. However, during a visit to a friend's house, I made it a point to express my disapproval by giving the Netflix series a thumbs down. Similarly, I refrained from watching the Oprah interview, particularly due to the timing when Prince Philip was hospitalized. While my individual actions may not hold much significance, I couldn't simply let them have it without expressing my discontent. Meghan and Harry's behavior reflects poorly on both continents, and the only show I found worth watching about them was the South Park episode, which brilliantly highlighted their absurdity. It's quite amusing that despite the desperate efforts of WME, William Morris Endeavor, to create buzz and secure nominations, Meghan and Harry were ultimately snubbed. This news will undoubtedly disappoint Netflix, as they are not fond of missing out on awards. Undoubtedly, there were many unhappy faces at the WME offices today. While I'm unsure of Meghan's next meeting with them, I can only assume she will face their dissatisfaction. However, it would be remiss of me not to mention that their Netflix documentary series has been nominated for a Hollywood Critics Award in some obscure nonfiction category. This nomination places them alongside other seemingly meaningless productions, just as Meghan and Harry themselves. Considering the Emmys' official rejection, it's unlikely that the Hollywood Critics Award will be bold enough to grant them an accolade. WME would undoubtedly make their displeasure known, as Meghan does not settle for second best, except, of course, in her choice of royal husbands. Let's spare a thought for the royal family, who must be relieved to learn that the gruesome twosome won't be attending the Emmy Awards ceremony, further burdening them with unnecessary expenses. Despite Meghan's lack of Emmy nomination, she was determined to obtain an award through other means. She paid to be nominated for a lesser-known award, although many people have never even heard of it. It seems Meghan is convinced that minor awards will bolster her illusion of talent. It remains incomprehensible how Harry could sit idly by as Meghan mocked his late grandmother, the revered queen, with a distasteful curtsy. Perhaps his passivity stems from his weakness and dependency on Meghan, having severed ties with his British family, friends, and homeland. Now he finds himself adrift, with limited financial resources and a couple of invisible children. Meghan now holds complete control over him, scripting his every move. Harry has become a mere shell of his former self. I can't help but wonder why he didn't put a stop to Meghan's behavior then and there. Meghan Markle is a disgraceful individual, and I'm glad the Emmys adhered to their rules. As I recall, the Emmys require documentaries to be truthful and include opposing viewpoints. Yet the Netflix docuseries was riddled with lies and presented a one-sided narrative. If their series had received an Emmy nomination, I doubt any genuine celebrities would have attended the award ceremony. I find it quite telling that Meghan has commandeered the entire sofa, leaving Harry squeezed into a corner. It reminds me of the christening photo where the entire family was crammed together, including Doria. How Harry tolerates Meghan's nonsense is beyond comprehension. It appears that the world has gone astray if these two individuals are considered deserving of anything other than the title of biggest liars. Labeling their series as a docuseries was incredibly misleading. Instead, it served as a vengeful and fictitious diatribe devoid of victimhood. Even fifth graders could have produced a superior product, as they tend to outgrow the tattletale phase. As people with common sense see through Meghan and Harry's facade, critics will be hesitant to risk negative publicity by endorsing them for other awards. While there is another award I had never heard of, it likely only materialized due to Meghan's associations with certain influential figures. Typically, when an invitation to an important event is not extended, they spin it as being too occupied to attend. However, it will be challenging for them to spin the fact that they were not nominated. They must now work diligently to present their talent in the best possible light, realizing that even talent requires assistance. Unfortunately, in Meghan's case, there is no talent to speak of. Since signing with the Emmy, there have been numerous puff pieces attempting to reshape her image. Clearly, they are engaged in significant repositioning efforts to compensate for the dearth of talent. Let us not forget that while still a part of the royal family, Harry believed Meghan would get whatever she desired. The late Queen, however, put this foolish grandson in his place, asserting that Meghan would accept what she was given. Now they find themselves in the real world, detached from their fantasy realm and their zealous fan club. I applaud the Emmy's clear message in this matter. It is regrettable that the late Queen is not here to witness their inevitable downfall. Undoubtedly, they deserve the animosity that will come crashing down upon them. They were the ones responsible for hastening the deaths of both the Queen and her beloved husband, a transgression that can never be forgiven. I imagine Her late Majesty looks down from heaven with a knowing smile, acknowledging the varied recollections of their story. If you agree with my perspective, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Feel free to discuss Meghan and Harry or express your preference for our video. Don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. Thank you for watching and good night. We'll return tomorrow. In 2012, Prince Harry visited the United States during the aftermath of Hurricane Sandy, which had caused chaos in Manhattan. I remember being at CNN when the building was swaying and the power went out. It was a frightening experience. During his visit, I had the opportunity to do a walkabout with Prince Harry. Since then, things have changed for him. As for Meghan and Harry's journey to freedom, I cannot pass judgment on Meghan as I have never met her. However, when I met Harry in 2012, he struck me as a kind-hearted but sad and confused young man. During our meeting, we were supposed to exchange gifts. I gave him a fleece similar to the one I was wearing during Hurricane Sandy, with Prince Harry written on it. He didn't give me a gift in return, but later he mentioned he had a gift for me, but didn't want to present it in front of others. He asked me not to open it until he left, explaining that he was uncomfortable with giving such gifts. Following his request, I waited until later to open it, and to my surprise, it was a framed, autographed picture of himself. I ended up giving it to my daughter, who found him cute. Regarding their current situation, the comments made by the Spotify executive capture the sentiment of many who view them as opportunistic. They have become highly unpopular in the UK due to their negative portrayal of the royal family. Personally, I find it appalling. While it's normal for families to have disputes, those should be resolved within the family rather than aired publicly. Going public with their grievances suggests either catharsis for Harry, considering his troubled past, or a desire to capitalize on their story for financial gain. Either way, it reflects poorly on someone who has received numerous honors throughout their life. I hope that King Charles, as Harry's father, will find forgiveness in his heart. Although he has tried, he may be reaching the point of washing his hands of the situation due to the continuous attacks. It's truly a sad situation because, as a father myself, I find it difficult to walk away from any of my children. If that's where the king stands, it's a sorrowful place for him too, even though it's not necessarily his fault. He should be enjoying a happy moment in his life, being with the woman he loves, and having the job he always desired.